10 runs, no wicket. So West Indies here, they're going to try and defend 145 here to try and make this series an interesting series in terms of the last two games. And so it's going to be incumbent that they try and take this game. So the bowling will have to come trumps if they're going to defend this total here. And so with Azari back in the lineup, he would want to really showcase his skill set. And I'm seeing Terrence Hines. I was reading an article. Terrence Hines is in the squad, 32-year-old. They described him as a late blossom, somebody that blossomed in their career late. And so some are arguing, hey, maybe age, he should not be in the side. Some are saying, hey, it's his time, so give him his run. And so he has an opportunity to prove himself here in this game here. And so England, they'll be depending quite much on Phil Salt. We know a very powerful hitter. Their captain, Josh Butler, Liam Livingston. We saw that innings he played right here in Antigua in that 50-over game. Masterful innings, really. And so he is, they're going to depend on him. Jacob Bethel seems to be a very young, aspiring star, a rising star, I should say, there for the England team. And, of course, the all-rounder Sam Curran. So quite a bit of batting here for England. And so I guess they would be fancying their chances with 145. They would probably think that should be gettable. West Indies will depend quite heavily on the spin duo of Moti and Hussein to try and spin them out. And hopefully Azari can get a little pace going and, provide a little intimidation. And hopefully get a wicket here and there. And West Indies would want to get some early wickets to sort of push back England there in their chase. So I'm seeing here that Brandon King and Matthew Ford, they were out of the team. That was due to some form of injury. As I said earlier, let me just see if I can pull it up. All right. So in the two earlier T20 games that West Indies would have played, they went on there to England. The first one, West Indies scored 182, and England made pretty light work of that in 16.5 overs. There, Phil Salt playing another good innings there, scoring 103 not out from 54 deliveries, 9 fours and 6 sixes. And so West Indies struggled there to contain the English batsman. Azari Joseph, as we were quite aware, was on his two-game punishment. And, speaking about Azari, I mean, we all have heard of the incident that would have transpired, and a lot of debate about, if he acted out, what should I say, out of the laws of the game. He was given a 2-match suspension, which obviously indicates that his behavior was just not tolerable. Some persons have argued that, hey, the bowler should get the feel that he wants. From what we would have seen, it had to do with him getting requesting a field placement, and there was a difference of opinion between him and the skipper, and he felt that he had the right or the power, for want of a better word, to walk off the field. Some persons, I read in an article, and the article was saying, they supported him doing that. He walked off the field to cool himself down. But on the other hand, the captain is the one who controls the team, controls the game on the field. And from my little understanding, you should respect the captain. And if the captain says, hey, bowl to this field, while you may not be happy about it, you have to follow the directions. And then after, you come off of the field, or during an interim break, you could say, hey, skipper, this is not working. We need to try something. But to walk off the field like that, and that's an international cricket. It's not Bush League. It doesn't speak well, and I think Azari, yes, did come and apologize to the event, but he would have to really dig deep and really recognize that he has to have a bit more control of his emotion. We know he plays very hard, plays with a passion. Even that article I read, or another article, they spoke about fast bowlers. Fast bowlers are not friends with batsmen, and so they were very much in line with that mean and intimidating look of a fast bowler. And sometimes you see Azari with that type of emotion, that type of attitude, and they were saying, hey, that's what a fast bowler should bring to the game. But in all of that, our emotion, our passion, it must be controlled, it must be measured. And especially when you're on the stage, when you have, you could probably have a million people viewing you live, from all different parts of the world, and it doesn't speak well to your character, to your person. And so I'm hoping that Azari would recognize that, he has to work on that emotion, that passion. Channel that into that passion. Channel that passion, channel that emotion into your bowling. He bowled some real beautiful deliveries even that game, and that's what we want to see. Use that emotion, use that vigor. Let the ball speak. Let them smell the leather, as the old saying would go. And I think if that happens, it will really improve his game in leaps and bounds. And speaking about improving his game, hey, we all Antigua and we are rooting for him. We want him to do the best. But we have to be also realistic when we look at young Shamar Joseph, Jaden Seals. These guys are really showing that aptitude, that rising to the occasion on the big stage. And Azari will be mindful that he would also need to get his game consistent. We all know he's a very quick bowler. We know he can intimidate, but I think that the challenge with him is the control sometimes and the length that he bowls. And I think, as I think Taddy or whoever said, 90% of the game is played above your shoulder, and he has to think of the game. He has to think about getting that batsman out. How am I going to work this batsman out? Sometimes you see a bowler, he will bowl 3-4 deliveries on a particular line, and we may say, hey, that's negative bowling or whatever, and then you see him just come with a new something different, and that can make a big difference. And I think that is what we want to see in Azari's game, for him to have a deeper repertoire. I've seen recently he started to bowl that slower delivery, which really would supplement or augment his repertoire. And so I hope he continues to work on the variations, on just an inch here, a millimeter here. And we know that can make a difference in the foxing out a batsman. I remember having a little informal discussion with Winston Benjamin, and these are all stuff I really wanted to get into him with him, because he has been there, he has done it, and he knows what it takes. And he was speaking about the variation, and that that is something that Azari really needs to hone in on, work on. And once you can do that, you can bowl a few out swinger. You can probably jog one back in. And when we look at some of the greatest fast bowlers of all time, that is one thing you can attribute them to, is that ability to just that, there's a slight variation, that slight movement. Sometimes, bowling wide of the crease, closer to the stump, a little inducker, a little out swing, just, wrapping cross seaming, holding the seam upright, all different stuff you can do as a bowler to really change the composure of the delivery that the batsman is facing, keep him thinking. keep him off guard. Anytime a batsman gets set, because when I look back at that innings, as I told people of Liam Livingston in Antigua here, I said, I'm not going to blame the West Indies 100% for the bowling. Yes, they became complacent. They thought they were in front when England wasn't really scoring a lot of runs. But what Livingston did is he bought his time and he just batted, and that ball was just hitting the middle of the bat. And any good batsman will always tell you, once you get comfortable, once you get set in that wicket, even a bowler's best delivery, you can basically negate that relatively easy, because you're seeing the ball, your confidence is there, your feet are moving, the energy, the coordination, everything is intact. And so that is what you always have to keep batsmen guessing, and that's what we need Azari to do, not only for his personal game, but for the West Indies team on a whole. And so we have a promising set of fast bowlers showing up. Shamar Joseph has been very good thus far, and we're seeing Jaden Seals coming into his own. And so if we can get these three relatively young fast bowlers really firing on all cylinders, we could start to think back of those four-prong pace attack. I'm not saying that we're getting there, don't get me wrong, but if we can get these three young fast bowlers to really start to get their machine oiled and really bowl in tandem partnership. You go back to the Walsh, Ambrose, even Garner, Marshall, all these great fast bowlers. They bowled well in tandem, one maybe taking a wicket, the other was keeping it tight, or sometimes they're both taking wickets from either end. And so we're keeping our fingers crossed. We don't want to talk too quick, but we're hoping that these guys can mature quite quickly for West Indies' cause, because we really need them to be the flagship of our attack. And Kemar Roach is still there, but obviously his time is not maybe as long as theirs, and so they have to take the mantle. But hey, that's cricket, and we just want to wish them all the best. So we're going to take a quick break here, and when we come back, we still have some tape ball. We'll see what happening with the same test match, and then I'm going to see if I can report on a little business volleyball there. So we'll take a quick break. I'll be right back on Talking Sports.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with the car loan.
Our goal is to help her to walk again. Come out and support us at the Pickett's Playing Field on December 29th, 2024, from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. in aid for my mom, Gwendolyn Joseph Gums, who requires a prosthetic leg. Get your tickets now for $25. There will be family fun games, so bring out your family, bring out your friends, bring out your neighbors. There will be live entertainment by Jokey Dan, Dior, The General, Lyrical Reds, Hell's Gate, Point Iron Band, and much more. Once again, come out and support. Let's have some fun. Let's have fun while supporting a worthy cause. Salute to everybody, and thank you in advance.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Just got a bit distracted there. Let's run through some football scores over the weekend in the ABFA Premier League. Willikies, they defeated Parish Tigers by 2-1. All Saints United, wow, that was a mauling. They beat Param 7-0. Wow. Grenades, they were held to a draw by Garden Stars. Garden Stars really making an impression in the league there. And on Monday, we had Attacking Saints and John Hughes. They played to a 0-0 draw. And so, just to give you the 1 second, let me just go back there. Let me give you the games for where are we now? Sorry, just give me 1 second, guys. Just lost it there a while ago. So on Saturday, we had Five Islands. They had the better of Green City 3-1. Aston Villa, they had the better of Hoppers 3-2. And Pickett's Bullets, hey, going to my club, they beat Old Road 3-1. And so let's just go through the standings. Very interesting to see that Grenades would have been held to a draw there. So it's Grenades. They're still holding first place based on goal difference. They've played 4, they've won 3, they've drawn 1, they've lost none. So they have a goal difference of 19. They're on 10 points. Also, All Saints United, similar, 3-1, 3 wins, 1 draw, no loss. They have a goal difference of 11. They're also on 10 points. And Garden Stars, for me, very surprising and very interesting. They've played 4, they've won 3, and they've drawn 1, and so they have a goal difference of 5. So 3 teams there tied at the top with 10 goal difference, putting the Grenades ahead. Old Road, they have won 3, they've lost 1, so they have 9 points. They're just trailing by 1 there. Aston Villa, they've played 2, they've played 4, they've won 2, they've drawn 1, and they've lost 1, so they have 7 points. Pickett's Bullets, we've played 4, they've won 2, and they've lost 2, so you could say they are 50-50, and so they have 6 points. And Willie Keys, they also played 4, 2-2, and Five Islands, they've played 2, and they've lost 2 also. They've played 4, won 2, and lost 2. So Pickett's, Willie Keys, Five Islands, they all have similar stats, playing 4 games, winning 2, and losing 2. John Hughes, they've played 4, they've won 1, drawn 1, and they've lost 2. So they're on 4 points, along with Attacking Saints, Potters Tigers, and then Hoppers, Green City, and Param. Param not doing too well. They're played 4, lost all 4. with a goal difference of minus 18. So I'm wondering if we're going to go back to the day when Param will bring in all overseas players to try and avert regulation. But I know it's not, best analogy to make at this time with the passing of Asad Michael, who was very instrumental in the Param setup there. And so I know that must be a very crushing moment there for them. Some little school football, Clay Hall Secondary. I'm here in the Point Express. Clay Hall Secondary continues to lead in the under 14 division in the Ministry of Sports Cool and Smooth and Joma Patrick C. White Cup. Clay Hall Secondary and defending champion Princess Margaret School, Princess Margaret School. And let me say big up to the Princess Margaretites. We're trying to put a little reunion together. So we'll give you a little more information that comes along. Were among the winners in the latest round of matches on Tuesday to remain the only two unbeaten teams in the under-14 Schoolboys Football League. Clay Hall Secondary notched up their fifth win in 6 matches with a 3-0 victory against St. Anthony's Secondary School at the Clay Hall playing field. Tavon Henderson, Glenford Ambrose, and Michael Moses each converted once for Clay Hall Secondary, which leads the under-14 division by advancing to 16 points from 6 matches. St. Anthony's School remains on 9 points after suffering their second loss in 5 matches. Alan Henry, he scored twice as Princess Margaret claimed their 4th win in 5 matches with a 3-0 victory against All Saints Secondary at the Princess Margaret School playing field. All Saints Secondary School remains on 7 points from 6 matches after suffering consecutive losses in their last 3 encounters. The Antigua Grammar School remained tied with Princess Margaret School on 13 points after notching up their fourth win in 6 matches with a 5-0 drubbing of Pierce Secondary at the Princess Margaret School. Tafari Parker struck a hat-trick with conversions in 2nd, 23rd, and 38th minutes. And the other goals for Antigua Grammar School was scored by Neon Edwards in the 33rd minute and I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Jahir Baptist in the 35th minute. A big up to Tafari Parker, as the son of a very good friend of mine there, Sasha Michael, so we want to big up that family there. Pierce Secondary School remained winless and firmly rooted in the cellar without a point after losing all 6 matches. Whoa. Javoy Gray scored twice as Others Comprehensive School recorded their 3rd win in 6 matches with a 6-0 drubbing of the St. Mary's Secondary School at the Radio Range playing field in Otters. Gray had conversions in the 34th and 36th minutes, and the other goals were scored by Lidge Thaddeus Christian in the 2nd minute, Kumari Bartholey in the 4th minute, to John Williamson in the 15th minute, and Devontae Charles in the 50th minute. The Others Comprehensive School advanced to 10 points from 6 matches, and St. Mary's Secondary School remained on 4 points after suffering their 4th defeat in 6 matches. St. Joseph Academy claimed their 2nd win in 6 matches by snatching a 2-1 victory against Novell Richards Academy at the Clay Hall playing field. DeJohn Shaw scored in the 30th minute, and Jerick Roberts had a 37-minute conversion for St. Joseph Academy, which advanced to 8 points from 6 matches. Denick Hadaway scored for the Novell Richards Academy, which remains 2nd from the bottom of the standings on 3 points after tumbling to their 5th loss in 6 matches. And so we just want to congratulate all the winners in the under 14 competition in the school league, and to just wish all our youngsters all the best as they go forward. Another little article here, the Domino, I was really trying, I've said I needed to speak to someone from the Domino. We've spoken to someone from Giraffe and Worry, but we haven't gotten the Domino guys in. We're going to have to get them in, but maybe in a while, because I see that here that they're heading off to, where they're going to? They're heading off to Barbados. So let's see what this article says here. Eagles eyes off to attend Goodwill Tournament in Barbados. A contingent of Eagle Eye International Domino Club of Antigua and Barbuda left the island on Wednesday to participate in the annual Eagle Peace and Slammers 3-team Goodwill Tournament in Barbados this weekend. The tournament, which has been held several times on a rotational basis for the past 6 years, will take place in Barbados from November 14th to the 16th. So they must be right now keen in some competition as we speak now. However, this week's tournament will take place without the participation of one of the original founders of the three-team tournament. For the second successive tournament, original founding club Slammers Domino Club of St. Lucia will not be participating in this year's triangular competition. The Slammers Club of St. Lucia also pulled out of last EPS Triangular Tournament, which was hosted by the Eagle Eye International Domino Club in Antigua from October 27 to the 30th, 2022. The St. Lucian will be replaced by a club from Dominica, which will join the other two founding clubs, the Eagle Eye International Domino Club and the Peace and Love Domino Club of Barbados, for 3 days of competition this weekend. The three-hand tournament, based on accumulated points, will commence with the opening ceremony on Thursday. During the 3 days, the three clubs will engage each other in 3 rounds of female contests, 3 rounds of male contests, and 3 rounds of mixed team contests. At the end of the competition, the team with the most points will be declared the winners of the tournament. The last tournament in 2022 was won by guest team Combined Force, comprising players from Ramblers, Willie Keys Superstars, Triple Diamondite, and Unstoppable Domino Clubs of Antigua and Barbuda, which replaced Slammers Domino Club of St. Lucia. Combined Force won the competition by amassing a total of 662 points. Eagle Eye International Competition claimed second with 661 points, and Peace Love finished in the cellar position with 652. So that's a little domino there for you. So we want to wish these guys going off there to a good one. A little cricket here. Back to a little cricket. Primary school battles in 10-over cricket competition. 16 teams will be battling for 4 places in the finals of the Ministry of Sports primary school cricket competition on Thursday today. Okay. The teams will be competing in 2 zones divided into 8 teams, which will each play 3 matches in round-robin play in the 10-over aside competition. Among them are defending champions John Hughes Primary, which will be contesting Zone 2, along with 5 Islands, Freetown, Newfield, Combined, Seaview Farm, Buckley's, Willikey's, Parham, Pears Primary School. Contesting Zone 1 are Bendel's, Jennings, Bolands, Villa, Mary, Pickett, New Winthrop's, Pickett, and Cedar Grove Primary School. In the opening matches in Zone 1, Bendel's will take on Cedar Grove, Jennings will tackle New Winthrop, Bolands will face Pickett's, Villa will clash with Mary E. Pickett's Primary. In the opening matches in Zone 2, 5 Islands will oppose Pears, Freetown, Newfield combined, they will take on Parham, Seaview Farm will challenge Willie Keys, and Buckley's will clash with defending champions John Hughes. The 4 teams with the most wins at the end of the round-robin pool play will advance to the final, which will be played at the same venue on Friday. Oh, so they play each other. I guess it's a knockout competition. So, wow, it would have been interesting to get a little update as to what would have happened there. I'm seeing here Sammy's confident that West Indies can overcome deficit against England. Well, I didn't expect to hear anything different. If your coach is going to tell you he doesn't believe we can do it, then that will really open some eyes. So I think we can say that is something that we kind of expected coming from the coach. What else? We have a little volleyball we also want to talk about here. 1 second, guys. Okay, so we spoke about the under 14. Let's stay local here. Okay, who else do we have here? I see Tyson held just fine, but precautions in place. Mike Tyson says he's just fine and downplayed his health concern, but was taking extra precaution, asking those around him to wear face masks before Friday's controversial bout with Jake Paul. The 58-year-old former heavyweight world champion has not competed in a professional bout since 2005, while YouTuber turned boxer Paul, 27, has has won 10 of his 11 pro fights. The contest at Dallas AT&T Stadium, which will be shown live on streaming giant Netflix, has drawn criticism from boxing communities because of the age gap between the pair, and after it was rescheduled when Tyson had a stomach ulcer in July. Okay, so this looks like Tyson is getting back into the ring. Don't know what is the purpose of that, but hey, sometimes you just got to figure out these stars and what really triggers them, what really gets them going. Let me just look back and see what's happening with our good old West Indies team here. So England, they let me just pull that up 1 second, guys. So England, I'm seeing here, they're 32 for 2 from 5 overs, so they're still in the power play. And look like someone just got out. So let's see what's happening here. Let's go into the scorecard. I'm seeing, looks like Hussein is running a. Okay, so Phil Salt, he was bowled by Hussein for 4. Will Jacks, he's there on 23 from 17. Had 3-4 so far. And Josh Butler, the really explosive captain, he has been caught by Powell, bowled Hussein. So far, 32 for 2. I think West Indies will be pretty happy. I know they would like to have another wicket in the bag because England batting is very deep. They still have the like of Liam Livingstone, Jacob Bethel, as I said, a young star rising there. So West Indies definitely would want to keep taking wickets if they're going to really fight to stay in this contest. All right, what do we go to now? Let's just look at a little volleyball here. The Antigua and Barbuda Amateur Volleyball Association Business League, and they started some time back, and so matches continued last night with 2 exciting matches. And from the reporter here, kept the fans on the edge of their seat. Match 1, it was the media. Wow, the media versus the Antigua and Barbuda Institute. Abbott. It looks like Abbott here. Yes. The first match featured the media and versus Abbott in a contest that was competitive and it was intense. Media started strong, but ultimately fell short, losing 22-25 to Abbott, who displayed good teamwork. So the first set went to Abbott. Media regrouped and fought back, winning the second set 25-23, showcasing their resilience and determination. So if you notice the scores in these 2 sets so far, they've been very close. Nobody really ran away. 22-25, 25-23. So basically similar. However, Abbott came back with vengeance, dominating the final set with a score of 15-7, securing match victory with a 2-run result. So I guess we would say that the media ran out of steam. Match 2, Sandals versus Nate's Photography. So Sandals featured high-stake action, impressive performance from both teams. In set 1, Nate's Photographer took control early, winning the set easily, 25-18. Sandals fought hard and brought pressure to the opponents. They managed to edge them out, winning the second set, 25-23. So really two quite interesting games. My apologies, guys. And the final set, that was a nail-biter with Nate's narrowly clinching victory at 16-14, thus winning the match 2-1. So really, that was 2 real interesting games there. And while we speak here, presently at the YMCA, you have UWI. They are coming up against ECAB. And then at 8 o'clock, it's going to be bus service coming up against APUA. So a very good competition here at the YMCA, just coming off of hosting the Eastern Caribbean volleyball championships there. So quite a bit of volleyball being played here. And we look back, who else? We have Icons. Icons played 2 nights ago. They made light work of Police, winning both sets, 25-18, 25-18. And so Icons doing pretty well there. And let me just see who else we have. ECAB, they also, earlier in the tournament, they were able to beat Easy Flyers, 25-13, 25-18 there. So quite easy victory. Abbott, earlier they no, this score cannot be right. Abbott, I saw 25-0, 25-0, but after reading the report, it's police did not show for the work for the game, and so Abbott was able to, well, they got it 25-0. Wow, I was wondering how that was possible, but Abbott was able to come on top 25-0. All right, so we're there. All right, let's jump again. I did speak to George Hughes, the national coach for the basketball, and so we're making some preparation for him to come and speak a little basketball to us here. Another series that we are following, the IPL draw is coming up, and quite a lot of movements are taking place. England are now 41 for 3. So good going by West Indies, keep taking wicket. And that was Bethel. He was caught by Puran, bowled by Azari Joseph there. So Azari getting into the wickets column, and this is what Azari needs to do consistently, keep taking wickets there. So Bethel goes. He was caught behind, it looks like. Excellent line. He gets better. Flings the ball up. Yeah, so he was caught behind there. So good bowling there by Azari there. And so they need to keep taking wickets if they will stand a chance there in this game. So the batsmen at the crease at the moment, we have Sam Curran. He is on 5. From 3, Will Jacks, he's still there. I think he opened the innings, if I'm not mistaken. He opened with Phil Salt. Yes, he did. And so he is still there on 23, faced 18 deliveries, hitting 3 boundaries. And so far for the West Indies bowlers, we have Romario Shepherd bowling 2 overs, no maiden, 11 runs, no wicket. Azari Joseph, he just completed his 2nd over, no maidens, 13 runs. He had a wicket. And the chief marksman thus far has been Akil Hussain. He had 2 overs, 16 runs, and 2 wickets. So Terrence Hines is still there to come, along with Moti. And the danger man is still there. Wow, now I'm looking at it. So Sam Curran, he came ahead of Liam Livingston. I'm wondering if that is tactical or if Livingston is suffering any kind of injury there. So Curran coming ahead of Livingston there. A bit of surprise, but hey, as I said, could be tactical, could just be maybe there's a little niggle to Livingston there. All right, so I think we're going to take a break. No break. Okay, so sorry, I thought we were going to go to a break there, but we're not going to go to a break. All right, so I'm going to sort of cross back to a little cricket. We're going to look at a little tape ball here. So on Sunday, the Island Boys Sports Club had their tape ball finals right there at the Powell's Play Field, and was really a real fascinating game. Really, Dredgers and Buckley's 3Js. They were the two teams that ended into the finals there. LL Supply Limited Total Imports, finals, and was really a keenly contested game. But we have to give credit to the eventual champions, the Dredgers cricket team. They really played the better cricket on the day. I think both teams really played well, but Dredgers really, I think, wanted it a little more, and so they were able to be victorious there in that game. Just trying to pull up the stats here while I talk to you. So yes, so that game was played at Powell's, and so Dredgers, they won the toss. And quite interestingly, they asked Buckley's 3Js to bat. Quite a lot of people at the ground were questioning that move, saying, why would you ask them to bat? Hey, you'd want to bat first, put some runs on the board. But hey, the guys from Dredgers know what they were doing. Buckley's 3Js started. They had a little wobbly start. They ended up making 168 for 7 from their 20 overs. Steve Martin, he contributed 55. Steve had a very, very Jim Daddy Martin, we call him, had a very consistent tournament there. He scored another half century, 55, hitting 5 fours and 4 sixes. Gregson Merrick, I think his innings was really the... Okay. So, so Gregson Merrick, he had 50, very strong innings. Javon James, 4 overs, 19 runs, 2 wicket. Dahari Francis, 4 overs, 45 runs, 2 wicket. Jedders in reply, 171 for 5 from 18.5 overs, chasing that round quite efficiently. Mervyn Higgins, he had 42, gave Jedders a very good start. Jedediah Martin Jr., he had 27 not out. Jaquan Anthonez made 26. Tyrone Williams Jr., 23. Rodney Williams, he had 2 wickets, and Gregson Merrick had 2 wickets. So we want to say congratulations there to Dredgers on their championship there in the 2024 edition of the Island Boys Sports Club competition. Quickly, most best bowling figure went to Damari Benter. He had 4 overs, 8 runs, 5 wickets, and that was had against VIP. Most wickets, that was a tie between Conroy Semple and young Jaquan Anthonez. Both had 14 wickets. Highest individual score, that came from Isan Warner, 155. He had smacked 13 fours and 14 sixes. Most runs for the tournament went to Kerry Mentor, 422 runs, 1 century, 3 half centuries, and 5 not outs. And the MVP, that went to Kerry Mentor. He scored 422 runs, century, 3 half centuries, 5 not out, at an average of 140.6667, and he also took 10 wickets. The finals MVP, that went to Mervyn Higgins for his good start for the Dredgers team, scoring 42 runs. So third place in the LL Supply Island Boys Sports Club T20 competition 2024 went to the Pelican Safari Nest Beach Bar Restaurant VIP team. Second place, that went to Buckley's, and of course our champion Dredgers there. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to cut our show a bit short today. We have to step out for our cause. And so just to give you a final update on the West Indies score, England, they are 53 for 3, chasing 146 for victory. Hines getting his first over there, and been getting a little smack in this over, being hit for 2 fours there by Curran there. So we just hope that West Indies can keep taking wickets and bring this one home for the team. But we're going to cut this one short today, and so we want to thank you for joining us here on the Antigua Parish Network, watching another edition of Talking Sports. We'll be back next week, Tuesday. Hopefully, we should have, we're going to extend our invitation to Coach Winston Benjamin, where we'll discuss a little more, and we move forward with the show Talking Sports. So on behalf of all of us here, our technician, we want to thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next Tuesday. Remember to join us here on Saturday for, pardon me? Join Earl with Sportsman Mandela on Saturday here, and then we'll be back on Tuesday with another edition of Talking Sports. All the best, everyone.